Buddy, it's been a while. Make sure the audio's coming through. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Well, kind of forgot how to do all this. Uh, Pretty much, I've just kind of been getting back into the game a little bit. I played a little bit yesterday. Been playing a good bit today. So here we are. And I'm kind of semi trying to set up a black bear grind for the great one. I know I'm probably a few years behind on that, but just figured I would do it live, because why not? Maybe see some old friends, but if I'm quite honest, probably not going to see anybody, because that's just how it is. But yeah. I guess according to the challenge, it says my contribution's 46, and I've killed a handful of bears that are well below that, so I would assume I'm probably about 60 kills in or so, so nothing crazy. We do have one level 9 at this lake. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a diamond, but I watched a Scarecrow video and he said if you get big ones up there to leave them until you fully got your herd managed, so that's what I'm trying to do. So other than that, right now I'm just kind of hopping around and seeing what needs to be killed, what doesn't, what can I make my levels, or where can I kill them down at, and all that good stuff. What's up, man? How you doing, big game hunting? Jeez, it's been quite a while. Has been quite a while. How you doing, man? Let's see. We'll go walk down here. I guess we'll just ride the four-wheeler. I don't feel like walking that far. The red one's the fast one. I feel like everybody knows that. Doing good? About you? I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Just wrapped up my first year of college, which was fun, and now I've got a little bit more time during the summer. Still got some summer classes, but other than that, I've got a lot more time on my hands, and so been able to pick up this game again. And I'm definitely not what it used to be. A lot has changed, and I've learned that, but starting to get back into it. I was talking to some buddies about it, gosh, probably about a month or so ago. And they were asking me for advice on it because they knew I played it back a few years ago. And I was like, man, I don't even know if my tactics still work like they used to. And overall, I would say it's still pretty similar. So I'm still using most of the things that I used to. Congrats on college, dude. Thanks. I appreciate it. It's been a challenge, but it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. School's been, I don't want to say hard, but definitely just time consuming, which, I mean, that's expected, especially if you want to do good. So, you know, it is what it is. First year down, and I'm happy for that. And it's been a blessing, and definitely had a lot more time to hunt and do stuff like that, like in real life, which I was a big fan of that. Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun. I like getting out like the first week of May. That was nice. My high school, we didn't get out till like mid-May. So it's nice to actually get out the first week of May, and then I don't have to go back to like the last week of August. So I get a real summer. Don't see anything. We've got just a level 4 here, so I'm going to leave him just because he's small. But, most of these lakes, I've got them pretty clear. That sounds like a moose every time he does it, or they do it. and I act surprised like I'm gonna see a moose on Silver Ridge Peaks. But yeah, so a lot of these lakes I've got pretty much managed. It's just the ones every now and then that like to show up, and I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, it's just checking here and there and making sure I got all those cleaned up. Should be a mythical at this lake. Any luck IRL hunting? Yeah, this year was a pretty good year. I had my best year waterfowl hunting. Um, Traveled to Arkansas, hunted there, which was a lot of fun. I got to go hunt in New Jersey, which was definitely different. I'm a southern boy myself, if you can't tell from the voice, and if we hadn't discussed that in the past. So going up north was definitely different. It was a big culture shock, but it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I got to get an Atlantic Brant, which was really cool. Um, Shot a red-breasted merganser, which was really cool. Um, Got to see a bunch of sea ducks. We didn't get the chance to shoot any, but it was still really cool to see them. Let's see. One of my buddies shot some black ducks. I didn't get a chance to harvest one, but hoping I can make the trip happen again next year and maybe get one then. And my buddy also shot a bluebill, which was cool, and I didn't get to shoot one. 2 level 7s here. That's good. We'll leave those. That's a mythical. Yeah. And then also IRL hunting, I killed a nice 10 point deer hunting one day. Or I was actually, this was a crazy story. We had our rifles, no, we had shotguns, and we were trying to shoot raccoons, and we were using slugs, like, I mean, which is completely legal where I am, like, actually is. And we were gonna slug these raccoons because they'd been coming out in daylight, and we were sitting there. I had blue jeans on. We'd been there for like 20 minutes. It was in the middle of the day. And out of nowhere, this 10 point just runs 15 yards up under my stand. And so I got to lay him out. So it's crazy, as that's the way I shoot the biggest deer I've ever killed in my life. But, you know, sometimes it just takes luck and no skill. Sometimes it's all about being at the right place at the right time. See what else happened duck hunting wise or IRL hunting wise. I mean, really not too much. At the beginning of the year, deer season, I'd shot my biggest buck ever with, or ever, and shot it with a bow, and got it European mounted. And then right there, kind of the last few weeks this season, I got to break it again. So any season that you get to break your biggest deer twice is always good season. And none of them were giants. Like, I mean, none of them were big at all, and on the grand scheme of things. But they, you know, they're the biggest deer for me. So that's what matters to me, I guess. And one thing I've picked up that's a lot of fun is crow hunting. I've really enjoyed that because it's just like duck hunting, except when you can't. At least here, we can shoot crows year round, and so when we can't duck hunt, we can go crow hunt. Let's see. Don't do much bird hunting in Wisconsin, only turkey, but I'm assuming duck hunting is what that's supposed to say. Is definitely something I want to try one day. Didn't grow up duck hunting, just deer and turkey mostly. Yeah, so duck hunting, I didn't do it a ton growing up. As I got a little older, my dad started taking me because we never really had the place to do it. But it's definitely became my biggest passion. Like, we've got a little hole now on our land that we work on. We travel a lot to do it. I'm part of my college's Ducks Unlimited. Like, I love it. And yeah, I figured. But yeah, so I grew up deer hunting more than anything, and definitely turkey hunting too. I'm not great at it. I got a turkey story for you after this. Um, but I enjoy turkey hunting. Sometimes they do it for me, sometimes they don't. Like, I don't really get super fired up about it, but if I have birds to chase, because sometimes we don't have a lot of birds, but when we do, I really, really enjoy it. Wisconsin's supposed to be pretty good for turkeys, if I'm not mistaken. Again, that's not my part of the world at all, but I try my best to stay updated. as much across the country as I can by listening to podcasts and stuff like that. But the story, it was opening day, and my buddy, he's my best friend. He's one who went to New Jersey with me, all that kind of stuff. So we hunt all the time, and he'd never killed a turkey before. And his birthday was opening day of our turkey season. And we get up, we had a bird in the area, and I'm decent on a mouth call, but my issue is not the sounds I make; it's knowing when and what to do it, or when and what to do. And so we get set up, and probably, I mean, 30 minutes after daylight, we hadn't heard a gobble. Then all of a sudden we hear a gobble, and he's still on the tree. And this was he's probably 300, 400 yards away. I know roughly where he was at. And I call, nothing. And it's just all soft calling. I'm not doing anything crazy. And so I continue doing that. Call every 20 minutes or so. He's gobbling here and there. There was another hen calling. And so I think he just got down and went over there to her. And then probably about an hour and a half later, he gobbles maybe 100 yards away. I was like, okay. And so I give it, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes. I call again. He hammers on it right then. I was like, okay. So this is going to be good. And so I just look at my buddy and I'm like, it's about to happen. And he probably starts gobbling every 5 minutes. And every 5 minutes, he's 20 yards closer. Probably 15 yards closer, 10 yards closer. I mean, you can just tell he's closing distance. And so he was probably 60 yards away right there on the field edge. And the neighbor's cow broke through the fence, runs towards the turkey, and scares the turkey off. And I mean, just spooks him like crazy. We never get another shot, and then we never heard a gobble out there for the rest of the year. So that's how my turkey season was. Honestly, it depends on the weather from where I'm at. Some years it'll take 30 minutes, some couple of days, and some like this year, usually it's good for the most part. I gotcha. I thought Wisconsin was pretty good. I think they sell like some maybe like top 5 tags of the U.S. or something. I don't know. Again, these are just stats I would hear coming and going in a podcast, and then pretend like I'm knowledgeable on stuff. My level 9 black bear is like right over there. I don't. We might shoot him soon. Not really supposed to, I don't think. But again, I don't really care. I'm just kind of doing this for fun anyway. Oh, that was not a great shot. Oh, did I just shoot that level 7? I did not mean to do that. I thought that was a female. Oops, was not supposed to do that. Oh well. At least I didn't shoot the 8. That would have been worse. Okay. The cow couldn't wait just a little bit longer. No, not at all. And my neighbor, he's got a good bit of land that nobody hunts. Hell, he kind of hunts, but not like for real. And so, oh, there's a level 5 there. Where's the 9? But anyway, he like kind of hunts, but not really. Like he would probably, there's the 9. But he would probably let me do it, like hunt on his land. And I'm trying to kind of slowly work into there. And I called him and I was like, hey man, it's like your cow's out. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, yeah, I was out here turkey hunting. And he's like, did you see anything? And I was like, well, I was about to. Then explained it, and he felt bad, but, I'm not upset. That's just how turkey hunting goes. It is the most frustrating type of hunting I think I've ever done. Because stuff like that happens all the time. Just the most random stuff that you could imagine to keep you from being successful happens. And it's like no doubt about it. It's gonna happen. It just gets on my nerves. But it's still fun. Definitely one of the most rewarding types of hunting. Which that's usually how it goes. The harder it is, the more rewarding. Didn't one bear fall into the water? Yeah, there it is. Well, I guess we'll just go claim these, and then I'll have to walk all the way back around and get the one that's floating. Or, I guess it would just be smart to wait for this one to float in the first place. Is that the level 9? Just hanging out. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a diamond. I googled it because I forgot what diamond requirement is, but it's like 22.8. So, pretty sure he's going to make it. But, Again, just trying to keep the levels up here. Like I said, we might shoot him at the end of the stream. Or however long it goes. I don't really know. Might not. I've killed 2 rares now. And so I do have clips of those. I guess I could end up posting those. The 9 should be guaranteed, like you say, probably max score. Yeah, I mean, technically there's a little room for him not to make it because it's 22.8 and he's 22 to 24. But I mean, I'm pretty certain that he's gonna make it. I mean, he's been here. He showed up today when I was grinding earlier, and like I said, I've killed 2 rares. I killed my biggest Rocky Mountain elk today, which was interesting. I just walked out of an outpost and he's just hanging out, and I was like, okay, you know, I'm not gonna say no to that. So smoked him, and I think it was like a 512 or something. Anyway, I've got the clip of the rares and the diamond elk, so I may just post those just because. No commentary or anything like that, just a short little clip. I will say one thing I've noticed about Call of the Wild since I've came back to it a little bit, it seems to be a lot easier. Like, I don't know if that's just maybe because I still kind of know what I'm doing, but I feel like it's a lot easier to find rares and diamonds than what it used to be. Like, I don't even play multiplayer right now because I don't have PlayStation Plus or anything. I'm just playing single player, and usually 9 times out of 10 when I go out and hunt, I kill something good. So, I don't know. There's also a level 4 Rocky Mountain elk I need to go kill, because it's got a really good chance at making diamond. May go see if we can do that too. We'll go ahead and shoot this 9. Just gonna do it. I'm kind of tired of looking at him. Stuff only gets so long before I'm just like, alright, I'm ready to shoot it. How far away is it, just to make sure? 211. It's kind of an awkward range. That should do it, yep. Hopped on Call of the Wild for the first time in a while tonight, and 20 minutes into playing, you come back to. Saw a video on the new map, and kind of made me want to play again. Yeah, I saw that. I actually didn't even know about that. And just started playing because I had a little bit more time on my hands. And then I saw that today. And I thought that was interesting. I probably won't end up getting it because I just don't see me getting into the game like I once was. But yeah, I am interested to see what it is. My thought's Greenland. If I had to put a guess out there for what we have now, I'm saying Greenland, but this is also me looking at the picture for maybe 30 seconds and watching like a 2-minute YouTube video on it and calling it good. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm definitely interested to see what it is. I think there could be some really cool species. What were you hunting for? Just anything in particular, or just kind of roaming around? I saw another video. It was a small content creator, like really small, and he posted he was like, "Parquet's not that bad," and it was just a little highlight montage. That's the diamond, isn't it? So or hopefully diamond. And he shot like 3 or 4 trophies on Parquet. And I remember when I first really started getting into it, Parquet was really good, and it just reminded me of the old days on Parquet. All right, let's see what this guy is. Yay, diamond 23.03. 274. Is that max weight? Might be. Is that max? I feel like the .00 is really, really weird. I don't know. I feel like that's probably max weight. Because doesn't it go up to 2? No, it goes up to 290, doesn't it? Yeah, it goes up to 290. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. The .00 just threw me for a loop. And again, not as knowledgeable as I used to be. Yeah, because it goes up to 290. Let's see, where are we going now? We'll go check here. Makes it worse that my game got reset and had to download my only save data, which goes back to August of 2021. Oh gosh, that's terrible. If I lost my progress, I would never touch this game again. Like, genuinely, I would never touch this game again. That would make me so furious. And that's the only thing keeping me going, is just because of all the stuff that I have and have collected over time. I was running around on Te Awaroa, getting some outposts, and I didn't have back then. Yeah, I actually started off on Te Awaroa when I came back, either yesterday or the day before. I can't remember which one. I guess the day before. I forgot that Te Awaroa has tar now, and so I'm thinking about if I'm still interested in playing the game when I hopefully get a black bear great one. Thinking about maybe going and trying to do it the tar on Te Awaroa. But I'll have to look into that. I may do a fallow deer first, because I've already kind of semi set up for fallow deer, but I've also tried doing that in the past, and I wasn't super happy with it. The black bear grind's been fine, but you know, it is what it is. It's a great one grind. It's not supposed to be fun. The thing that honestly killed me playing Call of the Wild was the fact that I killed the great one whitetail and then an hour later killed the great one red deer, and those were the only two great ones in the game at the time. So I just felt accomplished. Like, I didn't feel like there was any need to keep playing, even though like I don't even have close to every diamond at the time or anything like that. It just, I don't know, just definitely took it down for me some. But then again, I'm back. Don't see anything worth shooting here. We can go check and see if that Rocky Mountain elk's here. Probably gonna have to shoot on the run, so we'll see how that goes. I'll probably whiff pretty bad. He should be here. Maybe not, I don't know. I've seen him once, and his zone's here, so. This tent just spooks him. Also, don't exactly know how respawns work. Like, usually I close my game out and let everything respawn, but I don't know if I'm gonna need to just swap maps, because if I close my game out, it'll crash the stream, or at least it used to. So I don't know what we're gonna have to do about that. Didn't want to touch it, but literally one of the reasons I got a console, and it always has its place and time to play again, so I figured I'll try. Yeah, that's kind of my thing too, is like the only reason I have a console was to play Call of the Wild. And so whenever I have a bunch of free time, especially when hunting season's not going on, I find myself looking back into this game. Plus, it's already like 90 degrees outside here, so I'm already over being outside. It's already too hot. So try to find myself in here or inside a lot more. I say that I'm going fishing tomorrow, but you know, I'll ball out. Alright, I guess he's not here, so that is what it is. Go check this lake. It's usually got something interesting. See if anything's here. It usually has a few males that I end up shooting. If I could have kept some of my diamonds, it would have been nice, or even one which would have been my diamond mellow whitetail. Oh man, that's terrible. 200 diamonds down the drain. That's also terrible. I'm right there around 200. I think I'm a little less. So I definitely would understand that if that was all gone, would not be happy. I would not be happy at all. Holy cow, at the turkeys. $44 degrees today after it was 70 for a week. Ridiculous. That's crazy. The fact that it's just still that cold in some places is insane to me. Or not that that's cold. Like even though from the south, like 44 degrees is not bad for me at all. I actually like it when it's 40 degrees. Um, but yeah, I mean that's being 70s and then going to 44 is crazy. Like today was a cooler day for us, and it got up to I think it got up to 80, and that's cool for what it's been recently. Where'd he go? We'll smoke him. Night night. Usually there's some in this corner too. I just don't know if we can see them yet. There's also a bunch of mountain lions that hang out around here, so they like to spook them. Um, how long ago did the ice melt there? Like, like that might be a stupid question because again, I have no idea. But like the ice on lakes and ponds and stuff like that, because I know ice fishing is a big thing in the Midwest. How long ago did that melt? Maybe I'll get my ice fishing stuff out at this point. What timing? That's amazing. But yeah, seriously, like, when did the ice melt? And what do you like to ice fish for? Again, I could be completely wrong because we basically have none of these fish species here. Is it mainly like perch and walleye and stuff like that? Maybe pike? Maybe. What do you like to ice fish for? I know some people do crappie and bluegill, which obviously we have those here, but I think those would be probably the only of the few species, maybe. Again, I have no idea. But ice fishing is just a weird concept to me. I don't know. It's just cold. When I was in New Jersey duck hunting our last day, it was -3 degrees with a 30-mile-per-hour wind. It was terrible. I'll say that it actually wasn't that bad. Like we held together for a little while. It was weird because when we walked out, it was like an icy slush, and then when we were walking back to our truck, it was just frozen over, rock solid. But it was still a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Couldn't move though with all the clothes on. Really? Must be a mountain lion. Oh yeah, I'll smoke you. It was like March 10th, ice out. I go for pike on tip ups and usually perch, crappie, and bluegills, just jigging. I try for walleye once in a while. Okay, that's cool. So I was somewhat right. I'm gonna give myself a little credit there. Um, let's see what's my next question on the tip ups. Tip ups are cool. I like watching YouTube videos on them. Again, it's just something I don't get to do, so I find it oddly fascinating. See, jigging, I mean, jigging straightforward. Uh, do you use like live minnows for the tip ups, or sometimes a random bass? Here, perch on top down, sometimes a random bass here and there. I gotcha. I gotcha. Golden shiners, that makes sense. Yeah, that's like one of the classic live bait options here. Golden shiners are everywhere here. You can like the swamp behind my house has them. We have a pond on our deer land. It's like half an acre, and it's never been stocked. It was an old cattle pond from, geez, probably when George Washington was roaming around, and there's golden shiners in it that I've cast netted. They're just everywhere in the most random spots. Um, we stocked bluegill in there a little over a year ago, and they're already close to a pound. We've been feeding those that Purina pellet food and got them pellet trained, which is really cool. And we just stocked wipers in there, which are the white bass, striped bass hybrid. Makes zero sense to me how they're supposed to survive in a half-acre pond, but it's what the biologist told us. So far they're surviving. We've caught a handful of them, and they're cool to see. So interested to see how big they get. The biologist said that they're supposed to get like up to 7, or I think he said like 5 pounds in that little pond. Which, I mean, a 5 pound fish out of a half-acre pond is pretty good. I mean, can't complain about that one bit. And then we've got a creek on that property. It's like an ancient creek. Like it's super old. When the water's down, there's like a 20-foot drop off from the top of the bank down to the water. And even then, there's still some holes that are like 10 to 15, maybe even 20 foot deep. So it's super deep and sketchy, and just overall really cool. And you can tell it's super old. We were fishing it, just little pockets we'd bump back and forth and cast trick worms or Texas rigs for bass, maybe even a topwater here and there, and rooster tails for everything else. And I caught like a 4 foot gar out of it. My buddy caught a 5 pound bowfin, which was really cool. We caught a bunch of bowfin, which are really cool fish, and that was something that was definitely cool to see. Yeah, a lot of my black bear herd management has just been mindlessly wandering from lake to lake and shooting anything that's between like a level 5 and up out of these lower lakes, and then just kind of randomly selecting what I shoot in the northern lakes, or I guess the northern west lakes, northwestern lakes, not northern west, northwestern. And so yeah, that's basically been my herd management strategies. Whether it works, I don't know. I think herd management works. Whether I'm doing it right's the real question, which probably not. Again, the 15-minute video I watched on it's probably not near enough for me to understand what's really going on. But hey, keeps me in the game. Oh, there's a male down here. You're not supposed to be here. Where'd you go? Go get a track and see what he is. Oh, wow. That is a nice 4. Level 5. Okay, 2 level 5s and a freaking stud level 4 elk. If I had to pick which one of these to get, it would be the elk. That's a nice elk. No, I mean, that might be a diamond in itself. It's definitely got a chance. Put bass in my pond last summer. Turns out the aerator didn't work this winter, so they're floaters when the ice was out. Yeah, is that like, is the lack of oxygen a big deal when the ice freezes over? I mean, we never have to worry about that here, because if it does freeze over, it's froze over for 4 hours, and that's it. Let's see if we can shoot this. That should have got him. Yeah. But that does very much suck that the aerators went out. Shot a level 4 Diamond Rocky one time, so could be. I knew they were a thing. And this one actually has a smaller estimate than the other one, which is weird because I shot a Diamond Rocky earlier today, and then I also shot a level 5 either yesterday, may have even been today, but it was a guaranteed troll. Like, its estimate wasn't even, the top estimate wasn't even above diamond. But I've never shot like Rockies anywhere, so I don't understand where they're respawning from and all that. Like, they're just showing up. What type of if you know, what type, I'm assuming when you say put bass, I'm assuming you're referring to largemouth. Is it just a straight northern strand largemouth up there? Because I know American Sportfish, they have a place in Texas and in Alabama, and they've got the tiger bass, which is a hybrid between the Florida and the northern strain largemouth. That's starting to gain popularity and stuff. It's probably been out for about 10 years now, I think. Maybe. Don't quote me on that. And, but anyway, I guess it would be northern strain to put up with the cold temperatures. But that is very sad that they ran out of oxygen over the winter. That's just sad. Just something you hate to see. If we rack up 2 diamonds on string, this will be crazy. Especially considering we may have a third one running around. Let's see. Yeah, if there's like a small part of water or pond you need air, even a hole drill would do, but I didn't know. That makes sense. I guess, I mean, again, just problems I never have to think about considering I live in the South. I don't think he's going to make it, but you never know. Where? Gold. I figured. Almost shot a little low. He was bigger than the level 5 I shot the other day, though. Or either today or the other day. Just normal bass, nothing weird. But then you got smallmouth bass, too. So you did largemouth and smallmouth? Or are you just saying that, like, y'all have both largemouth and smallmouth there? Because here we don't have smallmouth. Well, I'll say that. I mean, it would be like... I'm trying to think how this was. Actually, I don't know of anything. I mean, it's like if you were maybe in the north part of the state, maybe you could catch a smallmouth. It would be a big deal if you caught one here. We just got largies and smallies for bass. Okay, okay, I got you. I got you. So I've for largemouth bass, we've got a pond that's like 2.5 acres where I'm going to fish tomorrow. But I've been doing a lot of management on it and just a lot of research and hours and stuff like that into it. So it's like, when you get the education on it, there's no such thing as just a regular largemouth bass anymore, and I have to be a pain in the butt to everybody else. And so, I'm sorry for that. Trust me, everybody else hates it too. It's one of those things I could talk about all day. And I'm much more of a hunter than I am a fisher, but I could talk about largemouth management all day. Just find it a lot of fun. I don't even know if I've ever caught a smallmouth. We've got spotted bass in creeks and stuff like that. And all that good stuff. But yeah, I don't think I've ever caught a smallmouth. I don't even know if I've ever seen a smallmouth in person. Probably not, honestly. I don't know where I would have. Like, I'm about to shoot this level 7 just because I'm tired of seeing it. Just because I'm tired of seeing it. Kind of known for smallies and muskies. Smallies more up in Sturgeon Bay and muskies way up north. I knew muskies were a big thing in the Midwest, or maybe, I'm trying to think. Again, I don't really know how to explain what I think about them. I'm also tired right now, so that does not help when I'm trying to think. I know they're kind of like your trophy catch, right? Like people will go out and try to fish for them forever and not get a bite, or depending on location and stuff like that. That's muskie would be a bucket list fish that I'd want to catch. I know there's all the drama with the world record one. I've heard about that. Yeah. I always find the baits that people throw for muskies interesting, because there's always like random muskie baits at tackle shops around here, and I'm like, why is there a muskie bait in the middle of Alabama? There's no reason for that. at all. I don't know where anybody's trying to do that here. I mean, if somebody catches one, like, good for them. I mean, congratulations, you'll make the local news. I mean, I just don't understand why we have musky lures here. And like, it's not like an uncommon thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I went to Academy right now, I can find the musky lure here. I'm just like, why? And there's no way anybody's buying that here. I don't know if you heard of Sturgeon Bay. I hadn't. No, I have no idea where that is. But it's like the tip of the thumb part of Wisconsin, as if it was a hand. Oh, okay. I got you. I know exactly what you're talking about. I can picture it now if I look at it and be like, it's the hand. There, I can see the thumb. I got it now. I've never heard it referred to that. Probably because again, I'm across the country. But no, that actually, now I know exactly what you're talking about. I can picture it on the map perfectly. Um, let's see. I really don't know. Well, I guess it's time to change up the time anyway. Let's go do that. I don't know if stuff will respawn without me closing out the game and whatnot. I mean, I'm assuming it would. I don't know. I always just close out my game. Just got back from a trip to the beach. What's my PB largemouth? Not big. I think I've caught like, gosh, maybe a 5. Probably right around a 5, give or take a little bit would be my biggest. Nothing crazy. Um, the pond that they don't get very big here. I guess you're saying largemouth don't get very big here. That makes sense. The farther north, typically the smaller they are because the growing season's shorter because it's so cold. And but yeah, the pond that we manage, or that I'm managing, like my family pond, it used to be really good when people used to manage it, but it just got stunted and overpopulated, so there's really not any big ones in there at all right now. I mean, I say there's probably a handful of them, but you know, it's hard to catch the big one when you've got 4,000 ones that are 2 pound or 1 pound just tearing it up. I found one fish. I guess this has been 2 years ago that we were out there fishing for bluegill because it's got really big bluegill, and we saw something floating, and we rode over there on our little boat and picked it up, and it was a largemouth that was dead, and it was 24 inches long. It half of its stomach was missing just from when it had died and it had fallen out and had been eaten, whatever. So just like the head and a little bit of the tail, we put it on a scale, and it weighed four, or no, not four, 7.5. Sorry, it weighed 7.5 pounds with half of it missing, which is quite the quite the bass in general, but also considering that half of it was missing. But that was, I mean, definitely reassuring from a management standpoint just to know that there's still some that big in there. I completely messed up that shot, didn't I? I think I led that way too much. Oh well. It is what it is. But yeah, 5 pounds out of that pond. It's probably the biggest bass I've ever caught. Again, nothing crazy. But I know of a bunch of big fish caught out of there. And a lot of people catch big fish around here. Let's see, I guess let's go change the time. We'll go down here. I never go down here. Maybe it'll swap up the luck. I've seen some people catch some big largemouth, but I've just never been lucky enough or skilled enough. I'll say that maybe helps out a little fish. South, maybe one day I'll try and make it. It's fun. It gets hot quick, so really like spring and fall and winter is really good. The summer's just miserable. It's hard to fish when it's 115 degrees with a 95 humidity. But that's where the big fish are. It's like certain latitudes. I want to say. Let me look this up real quick while I'm loading in. The way I don't mess it up. I want to say it's like 32, 34, and south of that. That could be way off. I mean, could be completely off. Let's see. Latitudes for biggest largemouth bass. Yeah, I was right. Somewhat. Goldilocks zone is what it says. Between 28 degrees and 32 degrees north. So, north latitudes. Yeah, so I was right. So, when I say 32. So, we're actually right there in the middle of that. Or we're on the northern end of that, but we are in that in my location, which is good. But, yeah. So, we do a lot of crappie fishing here, or other people do. I shouldn't say we. I don't do it a lot. I would love to. I just don't have the place or the boat and stuff like that. Yeah, fishing in the South's good. It's fun. A lot of fish. They grow big, typically, as long as there's not too many of them, like these 2.5 acre farm ponds often do. I got back from the beach. What's today? Thursday? Is today Wednesday or Thursday? Today's Wednesday. I got back from the beach Sunday and did a lot of fishing there. There's some grass flats, and I was fishing popping corks for speckled trout. I think throughout the week, I think we ended up catching 77 trout, and we only fished like 4 days or something. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Caught a good bit of keepers. The biggest one we caught, I caught one that was 22 inches. So nothing crazy, but she was full of eggs, so she was really big. So it was cool to fight and catch that fish. We had a stringer because again, I don't saltwater fish a lot, so I don't have the best setup. So I had a stringer to hold my fish or my keepers. And this was a day my girlfriend and I were out there, and she's already struggling because I'm a taller individual. She is not. And so there's a foot height difference between us, and I can wade out really far, and she can only wade out so far. So we're already having an issue with that, and we're out pretty far at this point. And I've got the stringer. It's probably a 15-foot long stringer behind us, and something hits my leg, and I thought it was the fish. And I'm like, man, I was like, these fish need to quit hitting my leg. I turn around and look. There's the fish are completely away from me. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And so then my girlfriend starts freaking out a little bit, like, what hit your leg, blah blah blah, this and that. I'll shoot that turkey. Um, then hold on. Why can't I get my 22 out? Anyway, then I feel something tug on my waders, which was the fish on the stringer trying to swim away. And about that time, a 6 foot shark just comes up and smokes the fish on the stringer. And so anyway, it took my stringer, ripped a hole in my waders because I had it clipped onto a little strap on my waders. And so that was fun stuff. We saw a bunch of sharks swimming all around us. Saw dolphins. They swam like up to almost 20 yards of us. So just a cool experience out on grass flats wading. But it's shallow there. Well, if you know how to walk, like my buddy and I, he's we just say we're the same height. He's probably a quarter of an inch shorter than me at the most. And we ended up wading like 300 or 400 yards out just because we could. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I love going after the speckled sea trout, and every now and then a redfish or a flounder or something like that. It's a lot of fun, especially considering I don't get to do it a lot. I've had plenty of level 2 diamond turkeys. I doubt this will be one, but yeah. Actually, pretty oh, never mind. Not that close. For some reason, I was thinking it was 4.4. I don't know why. I wish that the black bears. I wish that the different color phases, because they used to not be rare. I think at best they were just uncommon, but now they're rares. And so I'm so used to them being uncommons. When I spot them or see them now, it's just I don't know, like they're rare, but it just doesn't get my adrenaline pumping like it would if it was a different rare. Just because I guess I'm so used to seeing them. Shot him right as he was calling. It's the last thing he did. Let's see. We'll go check this one. Maybe that 9 respawn is a great one. Once the trout come in from the lake, you wouldn't believe the amount of people that are at the river. Any river or water that comes from the lake, it's just packed. It's impossible to fit in. I've heard about the competition and stuff like that. And thankfully, like 90% of stuff here is private land, which is good and bad. But for the most part, if you have land or have people with land, there's no competition. And so the public land stuff is just something I've never really had to deal with much, thankfully, which has been a blessing and somewhat of a curse too. But I just I couldn't imagine trying to sit there and fight for a fishing spot. Like that just would take the fun out of it for me completely. But I guess then again, it could make it more rewarding maybe when you catch some. Maybe. The trout we were talking about, or I was just talking about catching down at the beach, that's all public land. And it's heavy competition, very heavy competition. But it was fun. We were also the only people out there catching fish, so that always makes you feel good too. I had one local try to tell me I was illegal, and he was an older guy, and is I'm sure y'all know how older men can be very set in their ways, and nobody can tell them what's right or wrong. He tried to argue with me and tell me I was illegal, and anyway, we had a conversation about it, and I showed him pulled up the laws for his own state, and I was right, and so that felt good. And then he was super nice, but I know probably hurt his ego a little bit for a kid, out of state kid, to tell him that he's wrong and to actually be right. Let's see, we'll take this guy out. Now, trout species wise there, that is it, oh gosh, I'm gonna butcher this very, very bad. Is it browns and rainbows? Is that y'all's? Maybe plus or minus a few more. Oh, it came back as a mythical. That's not bad. Yeah, maybe plus or minus like a few more species. Yeah, they think they run the place. Yeah, I know that's a common thing among all public land. It's the few places we have here. It's like that. I just don't understand that. Like, there's no point to be rude or mean about something. And I also don't get why people just don't mind their own business either. I mean, we're all on the same team. Like, it's all us versus the fish. People just get selfish with it. Browns, rainbows, and steelheads. Steelheads, that was one I was forgetting. I knew there was something. Or like something else. But unless somebody's breaking the law really, really, really bad, I don't see any point in getting involved unless it's like a continuous thing. There was one guy. He was walking out as we were walking into the spot, and we were talking to him, hey, like, how'd you do, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I just caught these 3. And he pulls them up and shows it to us, and it is 3, like, considerably under slot fish. Like, considerably under slot. And I look at my girlfriend, she just looks at me, and she likes to fish, but she's not near into it like I am, and she does great. Like, does fantastic. But, she just sometimes doesn't understand it completely. And when we walked away, I looked at her. I was like, "Did those fish look 15 inches to you?" And she said, "No." And I was like, "They didn't look like it to me either." And this was after our third or fourth day of fishing. So, I mean, we know what the slot looks like at this point. I was just like, man. But, I mean, again, he said he only caught 3 fish. And if he's going home to feed his family, that, like, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I mean, it's 3 fish. I probably killed that many under slot releasing them, you know. So at least they're not going to go to waste. It's getting least and worst every year. People have no common courtesy. No, zero, zero at all. And it's everybody. It's just like nobody has common courtesy at all. Like, as much as I hate to say it because it's my generation, you would think it would be the younger kids that would be rude and ignorant and stuff like that. But I mean, it's people of all ages are just rude. And I don't understand that. I don't get why not everybody can just have fun and enjoy the outdoors. Like, it's not my land, it's everybody's land, at least when it comes to public land. And so I mean, I don't get that. I think people try to use the excuse of not giving away secrets as being rude. But again, I also don't know much about the public land situation. New Jersey was like the first time I'd ever hunted public land. And then I fished public land a handful of times. Just been blessed enough not to have to deal with that. But yeah, I mean, my biggest pet peeve is just be nice. There's no reason not to be. And that's for everything. Not just hunting. But yeah, then that guy came up with 3 undersized fish. I was like, whoa. So that's quite bold. But again, it's just another one of those situations. Never try to judge. You never know his situation. Maybe that's how he's feeding his family. So try not to assume or think anything. One really cool thing, we were out there fishing and there was an osprey nest and we walked up under it trying to get to our spot and it spooked the ospreys out of it, and then a red-breasted merganser jumped out of the nest and took off swimming across the ocean. It's interesting to see that the ospreys have caught it, then took it up there, and then we spooked the ospreys and the duck or the merganser saw its chance to get away and it did. Even worse when you got these giant boats and you're on the bay trying to fish and they come within 50 yards just flying. Okay, this was one thing that definitely, like, ticked me off when we were out there trying to do it. Because these are grass flats. This is one of the few places out here that you can access without a boat. Then we have boats coming in and drifting in between us and the shore. Drifting in between where we're... Oh gosh, that scared me so bad. I don't know why that scared me. That just scared the crap out of me. Anyway, the boats would drift in between us and the shore. And I'm like, hey man, this entire bay is grass flats. Like, you have everywhere you can go. But instead you're going to be at the one place that I'm able to fish. And the thing is they didn't even catch a fish. So we're sitting there wearing them out and the boat's watching us do it. And I'm like, not only did you pull in here with this big boat and fish one of the only places that I can fish walking in, but I'm out fishing you. Like, I mean, I'm just... That is one thing that definitely got under my skin a little bit. And it's not like we would walk out there and they would be fishing. Like, no, we would beat them out there and everything. But again, you know, just it is what it is. The the glories of hunting public land. The gentleman who uh, tried talking with the rules about me. After we got it figured out, he was super nice, very kind guy. Him and his buddy both, they were super nice. I enjoyed talking to him. I had quite the walk back because we didn't want to use a stringer anymore because there's sharks everywhere, and so we just mainly just didn't want to keep losing fish to sharks. So I have a Yeti bucket, which will keep stuff cool. Um, so I would just walk the fish back up to the shore whenever we had three or four of them where I couldn't fit any more in my backpack, essentially, and go throw them in the bucket. And of course, the two gentlemen were right there by my bucket when I had to walk back in and take it in. So, no big deal. I talked to them and I hung out and talked with them after for a little while because, again, I'm tired from walking 400 yards through waist deep water. And when I was walking back out, I was like, hey guys, like, because they were fishing a lot more shallow than we were. It's like, hey guys, which way can I walk out to not be in y'all's way? And the first thing they said was like, hey man, you were here first. Go whichever way you want to. It's no big deal. The fish come and go. And so that was all right. I know I didn't hit that bear, but I dang sure scared it. Um, but like, I mean, not saying that's how it should be, but I appreciate them actually recognizing like, hey, these kids got up early. They were the first ones at the gate. They beat us out here. They get the right to it. And not that I wasn't willing to share. Like they came in, asked what I was catching fish on, and I told them, I'm like, hey, here's what we've been doing. We've been doing it for the past 4 days. We've been having really good luck on it. If you guys want to walk out here and fish with us, come on. There's plenty of fish to go around. So I just don't understand why people just can't be nice. Anyway, that was my tangent on it. Just be nice. That's my that's my moral to the story. I don't even know why I went off on a rant on that, but there we go. I feel like I'm talking with a local LOO. The Bay, the Bay of Green Bay is between. Okay, I got you. Or the. Never mind. I'm not. No, I'm not gonna ask that. I'm not. Well, I will. Deep are the bays there? Like a lot of the bays here. Oh gosh. Hi guys. That looks like a male. It's not a male. How deep there? With 5 or 6 feet on the deeper end? Like you can typically walk across most of the bays, and I tip some almost most of the bays I visit in the Gulf, you can walk across. Not saying that majority of them are that way, but majority of the ones that I go to, you can walk across. And so I'm curious to know if that's how it is there. Not like you can walk across anywhere, but if you know the right path with the sandbars and all that good stuff, you can probably walk across most of it. I do want to make a trip to the Great Lakes. I find the Great Lakes so interesting. And plus, it'd be a bunch of fish that I've never caught before and never seen before and never. Oh, a level 4, finally. That's what we want. But like I've never even had the opportunity to see. Where am I going? It's bison. Usually bison are how I clear hunting pressure. I just come here, go to the outpost right down there, and just start waxing them. I feel like that's been my most successful way of clearing hunting pressure. Or turkeys. Turkeys are good too. Seems like we're just kind of waiting for stuff to respawn at this point. Seems like we've cleared a bunch of them out. Anything here? There's usually one like right by the tent. Don't see it now. It's a female, or I would have already have killed it. Nothing of interest. We'll go walk over here and check this little lake while we're right here. I've never noticed how many crow sounds that there's on Silver Ridge Peaks. Unless that's been added, or I've just never noticed it in the past. I also never really play with headphones on though. I usually just don't play with headphones at all. Just because obviously I'm never recording anymore. And just don't have a reason to wear them. This is way different. Gets less than 50 feet, and it's 50 feet in some spots. The bay I'm talking is huge. Tip your thumb down to the crease. More than 50 feet. Oh, okay. Tip your thumb down to the crease is the bay. Then it forms into a river. Yeah, like I can see on a map where you're talking about, like in my head. Like I know what bay you're talking about. I just didn't know, like with the lakes, if it would be deep. Yeah, it is. It's just so different, man. I'm always fascinated by just how different things are everywhere. It's always so cool to me. Just that, like, I don't live in this little bubble. Or, like, I do live in this little bubble, and there's different stuff out there. I always find it so fascinating. Like, New Jersey was the craziest thing ever. I was like, there's no biscuits. It's all just bagels. I mean, it just this guy we went hunting with. This was funny. It had been snowing that day, and we go back to the truck, and he's like, "Go look in the truck and get the snow brush or snow scraper." I think it was a snow scraper, is what he said, and I was like, "I have no idea what that is." I was like, I can probably figure it out. Like if I went in there and looked long enough, I could. It depends on every lake, really. Okay, I got you. That's probably how most of them are anyway. I mean, every body of water is different. But I was like, I mean, I could probably figure it out if I looked in here long enough. I was like, but it'd be quicker just for you to go grab it. I don't know what a snow scraper looks like. I don't know if it's just like a window scraper or what. I still don't know what it looks like. So that was different. It snowed there on us the first day, which is the warmest day. It snowed for like 4 inches. And then I leave and come home to Alabama. And believe it or not, it snowed here. We had like 2 to 3 inches of snow when I got back, and I was like, guys, like I just left the snow, and so like it snowed on us on our way home. So I left snow to come home to snow in Alabama, and then we went to Arkansas 2 weeks later, and it snowed there. So it's like no matter what I could do, I could never escape the snow this year. What was some other culture shock stuff? The pizza. The pizza was really different. It's another male here. The pizza was really different. It was really good there, but still very different. The roundabouts were huge. I know that sounds crazy, But like driving roundabouts were like 3 or 4 times the size of the ones that we have here. So I don't know what that was about, but that was definitely different. Mm, people didn't talk. At least, I mean, not that that was a bad thing. Like everybody was fairly nice, but again, it wasn't like the South where you just randomly talk to strangers for 10 or 15 minutes at the gas station or something like that. But it was still a lot of fun. And again, no sir, no ma'am. That wasn't a thing up there. So I stood out quite different from that. Which that wasn't my first time to the Northeast. And I was, I guess, in middle school. I went to Rhode Island, which was cool. But it was the same thing. Where am I going now? We'll go see if stuff's back here. But it was really cool. I'm excited to go back, hopefully. I like the North, actually. I enjoy it a lot. It's just different. Very, very different. Very cold. Very, very cold. Every time I've been there, it's been cold. And I'm not built for that. I'm as big around as a beanpole. That doesn't act like much insulation. Anything of interest? Oh, we do have something of interest. Level 6? Usually there's more than one. Guess there's just one this time. Are you behind a rock or can I shoot you? I think you're behind a rock. Oh. Professional hunter, buddy. The dang pro. Gotta come up here and slam smallies and fight so much hard that they fight so much harder than largies. I've heard that. I have heard that they fight a lot harder than largies. And I believe it. I mean, they're like literally like the shape of footballs. So I very, very much believe it. That I would love to make a trip to like just somewhere in the Midwest and do the whole fishing, hunting, the whole thing. I'd love to do it all. I feel like it would be very different, but very fun. Which again, when you're hunting and fishing, it's hard not to have fun, but you know what I mean. Just a different experience overall. I get to go west this year, or somewhat west. Get to go to Oklahoma to go to a duck hunt this year, or this upcoming year, which I'm super excited about. And either this year or next year, I don't know yet. I think we're going to plan it for this year, but it's like set in stone that we're going. We've already paid for. Look at that brain shot. Absolute beautiful. Sometimes it's still fun to see if I can do that kind of stuff. Anyway, sorry, I get sidetracked. I'm going to Argentina to dove hunt, which I am pumped up about. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a lot of shooting. I'm all for it. Ooh. Odds to catching a 5 pound smallie compared to largemouth is higher. When they fight, they hit really hard most of the time. Then they rip you straight down. Never gets old. That I love when like just fish give that hard initial first run. So cool. Plus, it just really gets the adrenaline going when they just hit it and take it. All right, this one's getting smoked. Yeah, I would like to catch a smallie. Again, I don't think I've I don't think I'm like 95% sure I've never caught one. And again, I'm probably 85% sure I've never seen one. But like the spotted bass here, I guess that would be maybe the closest thing to compare it to. That's probably still a stretch. The spotted bass here fight, I would say, a lot harder pound per pound than the largemouth do. And they're a lot of fun. But again, we're mainly catching those in creeks and rivers and stuff like that. Not a great shot, but I think that'll take care of him. Yeah, he'll die. Just might have to track a little bit. I love seeing videos of people catching the smallmouth and then pulling them up and just like how unproportionate that they look. Like how especially the fat ones, how they just literally looked like a football with the mouth on it. I just find that so funny. Because I mean, I'm used to bass that have a head and look like, you know, they have a tiny little body on them. At least that's how it is here, because most places are stunted. But anyway, I'm not going to get into a stunted fish lecture. I can sit there and talk about that all day and how I hate catch and release for largemouth bass and on and on and on and on and on. Where did that? There he is. I'm assuming I spooked everything over here, considering I just let like 7 shots rip. That's good, I guess. Feels. For smallies, do you mostly run like a Ned rig, or I've seen some people catch them on top water. Maybe, oh, this one's a stretch. I might be completely wrong on this. I feel like you can catch anything on this. Like maybe like a spoon? Again, I don't know. If there was one bait you would throw for largies down there, what would it be? Oh, man. If I had to throw, it's going to be a Texas rig. I love Texas rig. It's what I grew up throwing. It's what my dad always threw. So naturally, it's what I grew up throwing. It's my confidence bait, a Texas rig. Now, when it gets to specifics, Ned rigs mostly, honestly, really anything would work. Jerk baits are good too. Jerk baits, yeah, that's another one. I forgot about. But yeah, that makes sense. I guess. Oh gosh, I have 3. I can give you 3 these are like my 3 I'm gonna throw, like guaranteed gonna throw. My number one, probably my favorite that I just love throwing. It's gonna be a Texas rig, June bug baby brush hog on like a 1/8 ounce bullet weight, maybe a 1/4 or a quarter, however you want to say it. Either one of those weights with the baby brush hog, June bug baby brush hog is the way to go. Also like green pumpkin baby brush hogs, but June bug is my favorite there. My number 2, or well, that was probably my number 1. Number 2 and 3 are interchangeable, I would say. A lot of it just depends on what type of fishing I'm doing. Same weight, either a quarter ounce or 1/8 ounce bullet weight with the June bug ultra vibe speed worm from Zoom. I'm a big Zoom guy. I like Zooms. Again, it's just what I grew up using. I just ventured into other baits probably this year. at least majority of other baits. I mean, I use some other stuff, but really adventuring out. And then number 3 would just be the classic 6-inch green pumpkin trick worm. Can't go wrong with it. I absolutely love it. But yeah, the bait I would go with, which is called my biggest fish on public water, would be Texas rig, June bug, baby brush hog. I love it. Love them. I've broken the little arms off, or like detached one end from the body to give it more action. I've left them how it is. I just don't think there's a wrong way to go with the baby brush hog. My dad caught his biggest fish ever on a green pumpkin baby brush hog, but that honestly doesn't even weigh into my decision. My finesse setup is a green pumpkin trick worm. If I'm gonna do finesse, sometimes I'll do a wacky rig, but more than likely I'm gonna go with a finesse trick worm. Another bait that I've gotten some confidence in here recently that I've started using and I've had a lot of fun with is a chatterbait. I've liked those. Those tend to get me a little bit of a bigger bite. They're a lot of fun. What else? Topwater's always fun. I mean, you can never beat a topwater bite, ever. A little popper's always fun. Some people work them way too fast, though. Especially here, you gotta work the paws. The paws can be your best friend. And as crazy as it sounds, sometimes I even work in like a 10 to 15 second pause. As crazy as it sounds, I've caught so many fish. If you just like throw it out and just let it sit. Chatterbaits are my go-to up here. Chatterbaits are good everywhere. I've learned that the more I've looked into it. I'm one of those guys, I'm not gonna just pick up a bait and go throw it. I'm one of those, I have to buy a bait, go and watch 30 minutes at least worth of videos on it on YouTube, of not even just people catching fish with it, but like how to fish it, this and that, and like all this different kind of stuff. Then I'll go try it. And a chatterbait was one of those. I mean, my biggest fish I've ever caught was on a chatterbait when I was, gosh, 12, 13, maybe. Just goofing off, not really knowing what I'm doing at all. But I've gotten to where I like it. Definitely catches fish. I'm all for it. It's a lot more fun than just sitting there and just slow fishing a Texas rig. Also, if you hear grunting or anything like that, it's my dog. The one that used to bark in streams years ago. She's gotten older now. Not super old, but older to the point where she's not as hyper and energetic as she once was. So she just rolled over and made some noise. Hey Chris, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Glide baits are always what I seem to pick up. That's another thing I've started to look into this year. Again, I grew up being strictly Texas rigs. They work great, so I never really picked up anything else. I've got my first swim bait this year. Not my first, but my first one I've actually used. Um, it's like I think it's a Berkley Coal Shad, 6 inch. Not a glide bait, but it's the closest thing I've got right now. I've enjoyed it. I've caught some fish on it. It's been a lot of fun. But I find glide baits quite interesting. Also find myself watching a lot of videos on them. Really. And watching people catch fish on them and all that stuff. Glide baits they've boomed recently in popularity with just people chasing big fish with them. And I think they're really cool. A lot of them are very expensive, which I've gone back and forth between getting a nice one or even getting a cheap one just to play with it. But I know it would be one of those things I would throw it for, I don't know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes and just get bored with it. Especially since I mainly only fish ponds. I don't really get the opportunity or have the boat to do this big lake fishing and stuff like that. Wish I did, but I don't. Is there a specific glide bait, Chris, that you go with? And you can get as specific or as not specific as you want to. If you get very specific and I don't have any idea what you're talking about, I'll pretend like I do. That's kind of what I've been doing the whole time here. Oh gosh. It's a female. So that's a max weight elk, but it's tiny. Level 4, we'll leave him. Let's see. Hold on, let me text the missus back. Yeah, unfortunately mine was $60, and to be honest, I'm mainly on the bank as well. I recommend the Spro Bone White, I believe an 8-inch. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot this, and I'm gonna look into it. And I can tell you, if I can find one that's not like gonna crazy kill my bank, I will do it. I will I will do it. My buddy and I, he's a big fisherman. Like he grew up doing it and like just doing a bunch of different things than I did. And so we love doing experiments and I'll shoot you and stuff like that. So I'll definitely look into it. And I'm all for it. What's your biggest fish you've caught on it? I would be interested to know. Let's see. Do you rig trailers on your chatterbaits and spinnerbaits? Yes, I do. Maybe not spinnerbaits as much, but I definitely do on chatterbaits. Welcome to the dark side. Oh no. Oh no. I know that's like the glide bait people's thing. Like they always, it just seems like the glide bait community is such a niche community. 8 pounds 7 ounce. Yeah, I'm sold. That'll be enough to sell me. That's awesome though, man. That's a nice fish. It's a really nice fish. Was it was it in like a big lake, or were you just on the side of a pond, or what? I'm trust me, I'm not about to like ask what spot you're in. Obviously, I don't even know where you are. Um, just because I'm curious and I just like hearing details and all that good stuff. You know, like you in a little neighborhood pond, a private pond out in the middle of nowhere, or you on a lake. I always love watching the videos of people fishing those giant glide baits in like tiny neighborhood ponds and just pulling out 10 pounders. That's so cool. It was a pond, maybe 2 acres at most. That's cool. That's really cool. So I don't know if you were in here earlier, but we've got a 2.5 acre bass pond, or it's got bass and bluegill, but it got overcrowded with bass, so I'm trying to manage it now and get it going good. And it's definitely got a bunch of big fish, or it used to when it was properly managed. There was a bunch of big fish caught out of it, and I'm trying to get that back right. And again, I don't know if you were in here earlier, but I caught one, or not caught one. It was dead, and it floated up, and it was 7.5 pounds with it weighed 7.5 pounds with half of its body missing from being dead. And I think it was I think 24 inches on the tape measure with its tail being like chewed off. It was something crazy. But those small ponds, I mean, if they're done right, they can have really big fish. But it's just all about having the food available for them. I'm gonna look up this. Let's see. I'm gonna look up this glide bait right now. Let's see. SPS. I'm gonna look at it. I have seen these. Okay, $60 is not bad, buddy. Do they have one at my academy? Oh, come on. They have one at my academy. Do I buy one tomorrow or what? I definitely don't have $60 to play right now. Hmm. Also, probably don't have the proper setup and all that stuff. It says it's 7 inches on Academy. This website. I might have to. Might have to bite the bullet and get it. If I didn't, I already have a bunch of things I need to get tomorrow. What do I need to get? I need to get a few things. Oh, I gotta get a fishing scale. That's one thing that's gonna break my budget. And that might be one of the reasons why I can't get the glide bait right now. because I had my fishing scale. I took it with me fishing down at the beach this past week, and it got ruined by the salt water. So that was unfortunate. So I got to get a new fishing scale tomorrow, and I need it because I'm going to fish our pond tomorrow, and I keep track of every fish caught out of there weight-wise. So I need to do that. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. I don't know why I'm sitting here still hunting. So I need to do that. But depending on how much they are, might have to look into getting one. Or getting one of those glide baits. My buddy honestly probably has one. He's got a ton of baits. He's just got like boxes on boxes on boxes of baits. Dang. Lost a monster. Yeah, too many smaller bass will ruin a pond and don't live outside your means. But if you can comfortably purchase one, I'd recommend it. Yeah, no, I can. I think I could definitely purchase one. I'm the worst about fishing lures. I am so stingy. Like I will not buy fishing lures for nothing, man. Like it's not an issue. I just like almost refuse to buy fishing lures other than soft plastics. It's a bad habit that I need to break. Like I promise you, I would go to a hunting store and spend $60 on hunting stuff immediately. Like no questions asked. I've just tried to be smart. If there's one there and it talks to me just right tomorrow, I'll get it. Where's that big four at? It should be in this group. Okay, clearly he's not in this group. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Never bought or tried a glide bait because the bass don't get too big here, so never really believed in it. I guess I could try finding a smaller one. Yeah, I mean, again, I've seen tiny bass eat some of the biggest things imaginable. Like my 6-inch coal shad swim bait, I have never seen black bear here, or at least not recently. I shouldn't say never. It's a 6-inch swim bait. I caught like a half-pound fish on it. I mean, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why would you hit that? But again, it's amazing. Yeah, the too many smaller bass will ruin a pond. Like that's a rant or tangent that I could go on for probably. Honestly, I could like if I really stretched it out, I could probably go on for about 3 or 4 hours. I could really, really go a long time on that. And I'm not going to do it because I don't want to bore everybody to death. But yes, that is that the too many smaller bass is the result of a lot of ponds you get when they aren't properly managed and when you advertise catch and release fishing. While catch and release fishing is great when it comes to managing largemouth bass, especially trophy bass on small ponds, catch and release is typically not the way to go. With obviously plenty of exceptions, and again, all the stuff I'm not gonna go get in a tangent about. These bears, man. Yeah, I've definitely I'm sure y'all have seen it. I guess I used to see it a lot more than I do now. The little glide bait that went I don't know what it's called. It went viral. At least I would say it went viral. It's a little bitty glide bait. It rips really fast to the water. Has really good action, at least from what I know. I don't remember what it's called. But I used to see all like the YouTube shorts and like all sorts of stuff about them. They were cool to watch. Oh, well, I spooked the elk. That's great. All right, buddy, you gonna go to bed? I don't blame you, man. It's getting late. Am I streaming tomorrow too? Probably. I don't know, man. Probably not. I might. I'm not gonna say I'm not going to, but I don't really know, to be honest. I don't really know where I'm gonna be tomorrow night, whether I'm gonna be here or somewhere else, or really, I just don't know. Um, I just did it tonight because I was just bored and didn't have anything else to do. But I'm sure there'll be maybe a few more streams coming up soon. So hopefully I'll see you, man. And if not, take it easy. And I hope you have a good one and hope you get some rest. And I enjoyed talking to you. So thank you for coming out and hanging out. Glad baits and hollow frogs are pretty much my entire tackle box at this point. I'm in GA, so we definitely have some sizable fish out here, but don't get me wrong, I love some ultralight fishing also. Ultralight is a lot of fun. And again, I don't know how long you've been here. I'm in Alabama, so I mean I'm a southern guy too. So I mean we've got pretty good fish. And but yeah, I'm slowly getting out of the Texas rigs. I just love them, man. Just love a good Texas rig. Frogs are one thing. They're not great on the pond that I fish. They're decent. I mean, I've caught fish on them, but a popper's always just done better. So it's just another thing I've never really used a ton. But I definitely want to start trying them more. The other day we were fishing the pond, and I caught 3 or 4 fish on a chatterbait, and then my buddy swapped to finesse fishing like wacky worms and just couldn't catch anything. It was crazy. It's just a weird day in general. It was a really weird day, and we had a bunch of snapping turtles, so we were trying to get rid of some of those, just because they will tear apart your beds. And we uh we were using, what did we use? We used maybe a chicken breast as bait to catch one, I think. And we caught a bass on it, like a 2 pound bass on it. It's just like this insane. So they just eat pretty much anything. It's just weird. I don't know why I'm crouching. I don't even know if anything's over here. I haven't checked this place in forever. Let's see where to go to now. There was another male at this lake. Go check that. I'm gonna reline my finesse setup tomorrow. I think I'm gonna go put some braid on it. I think I'm gonna do braid and do some kind of probably fluoro leader or something. I don't know. We'll see. I'll just play around with it. One of my biggest bass ever was me fishing on bottom for catfish with the head of a bluegill, reeling it in to change spots and got throttled. That's just how it is. I mean, just crazy stuff like that. And it's just like, what are they doing? Hitting like the head of a bluegill or like a chicken breast. Like, what are you doing? Like, that makes no sense for a bass to do that. And sure enough, they do. And I mean, it's interesting. It's funny. But it's mind blowing. Especially when you've been fishing baits specifically for bass. for the past 3 hours, and then they decide they want to hit that. The science behind what triggers a fish to bite and all this and that also just blows me away. Like the colors, and I mean, the best line that I've probably ever heard is like 10% of colors on baits are to catch fish, the other 90% are to catch fishermen. Like, how, it's always the debate, like, really, how much does color really matter? And I mean, there's no doubt some days it matters, but some days it's like, does it really? I don't know. It's just a huge debate. It's always fun. I mean, it's just like, how does how does my wacky worm or my chatterbait or my popper or nothing trigger the instinct of that bass to bite, but a chicken breast just floating does? Or like a bluegill head bouncing off the bottom. Like how does that trigger the bite? It's just crazy. Because I've messed around with the pond we have, because the only fish in there are bass and bluegill. There is nothing else in there, and it's interesting to see because if you throw a shad bait, they kill it, wear it out, and so that for me shows that it's not like the bass is like, hey, this is what I eat. Let me go eat this. It's like this triggers the instinct for them to bite, which obviously that's not groundbreaking discoveries. I mean, if anybody's ever fished, they know that. But it's weird seeing that instinct work, I guess. And it's also weird seeing what triggers the instinct. I've wanted to get into catfishing some. I just don't have many places to do it. The only thing I believe in color wise is plum colored. Muddy, murky water is perfect for anything plum color. They're just able to pick up on it easier than the more natural common colors. Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that one. I agree that like the only time I think color really, really plays a part is when the water's murky like that. I agree with you 1000%. And I think color is definitely matters there. One of my favorite colors, like I mean, one of my favorite colors is just the straight up bubblegum pink. Like you cannot go wrong with it. It works. It's great. It's funny. Like I mean, nothing's better than just wearing fish out on just the stupidest color in the world. I'm actually going to pick up a pack of those tomorrow while I'm at Academy getting my fish scale. Let's go check this lake. We haven't checked it in a while. A bubblegum pink fluke is just, it's mind blowing. I'm sure you've tried it because you seem like you actually like you really know what you're doing. At least it seems like it, and or at least like it definitely seems like you're in the know of what's going on in fishing. You seem like you definitely know a lot more than I do about it. Um, a bubblegum pink fluke is great. I've had a ton of success with it. As stupid as it is, it's the stupidest bait in the world. I've had great success. Some other just crazy colors. I can't speak for a ton of crazy colors that I've had success on. I've never purchased a pack of anything pink. I've seen them, but I've never have used or even heard of anyone using them. So I'll try some out, and you get the glide bait even trade. Yeah, it's completely even. You can get about 10 packs of flukes for One glide bait, 100% even. Nah, I'm just playing. But no, like, seriously, if you are willing to try it, I'm not going to say it's going to be like breathtaking and you're going to go to, and just wear fish out. But I've done pretty good on it. I've done seems legit. I've done pretty good on them. It's as dumb as it is. I've done decent on them. I remember one day we'd been going to the pond, the family pond, and it had been slow that year. I mean, we hadn't been catching fish at all. And me and one of my other buddies were like, we're going to catch fish today, and we're going to do it in the dumbest way possible. We tied on, I did a bubblegum pink fluke, he did a bubblegum pink fluke. And we caught so many fish that day. I mean, it was crazy. It was one of the best days we'd had out there in years. It was just insane. Absolutely insane. That's a max weight bison. If I can get an easy shot on him. Come on. Where'd you go? Alright, that's not gonna happen. Clearwater? It must have been 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years, a little over 2 years ago. Usually it's fairly clear. I would say like where you like from a management standpoint where you want it to be, probably that 18 to 24 inches or so of clarity. So not like crystal clear, but not murky either. I'm trying to think, because I can like vividly remember the water that day. I don't think it was. I don't. It was. I still just think it was probably like 18 to 24 inches of clarity, not crazy murky, not clear, just a nice happy medium. But yeah, I guess if you seems like I mean, you seems like you're catching big fish. You probably never get bored of the glide bait, but if one day you do and you want to entertain yourself and just see what happens, I definitely wouldn't go against the bubblegum pink fluke. I haven't thrown one in a hot minute. Actually, I have. Well, I'll say it's been a few months ago, but I did throw one and I caught fish. Might have to throw one tomorrow, just for the fun of it. I am between getting pink trick worms or getting pink like stick baits for wacky rigs. Don't know which one I want to get yet. I'm just gonna let it talk to me when I get there. I've probably used every fluke except that color. I'm telling you, man, give it a shot. It might not do anything different than any other fluke, but at least if you catch one fish, you'll be like, ha ha ha. Like, I caught a fish on a pink fluke. Like, this is stupid. At least you'll get a little laugh out of it, probably more than you would if you caught it on any other color, you know? That, the pink fluke and the bluegill flash fluke has been the two most successful fluke colors I've used. It's probably been pretty much two of the only fluke colors I've used. Maybe a few others. But for the most part, that's been like the only fluke colors I've used. But I've had great luck with them. Oh gosh. That didn't work. Alright. I think that one did. I mainly use the white or pearl or whatever it's called. As I was saying about like the bluegill flash and the pink, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, I've heard really good things about the white or the pearl. And I've just never used it. 2 level 7s? That should be a level 8. That's good. Yeah, I've just never used it. Which again, I also only use like 3 baits. So, you know. But no, I have heard really good things about the pearl and white fluke. And it's definitely something I'd be willing to try. I might pick up a bag of those tomorrow too. Depends on how much the scale is. The last scale I got was like $50. But I just need like a digital one, so maybe I can find one for about 20. That would be great. I know H2OX has to have a cheap one. The old H2OX special. Can't beat it. Oh, there it is. The H2OX 50-pound digital scale for $21. That's what I'm talking about. Might be what I have to get. I'm hard on them anyway. I'm sorry. Not slurred, but my words just ran together. I am hard on my equipment and scales. So they're going to be tossed in the bottom of a bag or something like that. So I need them to be tough. Nor am I going to put a ton of money into them. I know a decent spot. I'm not going to say where that is, but I know where that is. And I'm honestly, very close to that. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about to catch stripers. But yeah, I know exactly where that is. Again, I'm pretty close to there. Which again, I don't. I've honestly probably heard of the spot you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yes, indeed. Again, it probably wouldn't be anything I would go do. So, it's not like I'm about to be over there doing it. But yes, I know what you're talking about. Nah, you're good. You're good. I'm not gonna be over there. Yeah, you're all good. They're all yours. I don't even think I've ever caught a striper. I've caught a wiper because we stocked those in one of our ponds after the biologist told us to. Level 6, we'll take him out. Anything else of interest? Um, the 8-pound, 7-ounce fish you caught on your glide bait, is that your biggest bass, or have you caught any bigger than that, or? All jokes, but that's cool. Small world. Yeah, it is a small world. That's crazy to think about. That just ventured to place that I'm quite familiar with. Not super familiar with. Like I've been around there quite a good bit, and I could get there without a map if I needed to, or without a GPS or anything like that. And so it is cool just to see that it's like that. I know a bunch of people from there. Night night. Where's that 4 at? Can I get you? Sit still. Did I hit him? Nope. I just smoked that tree. I love the fact that like I just watched that happen in real life, and then I got to look over at the screen where the stream is and just watch me smoke a tree. The delay's insane. Like, alright, I'm gonna jump and then once I see it on the stream, like, I'm gonna be like, okay, I see it on the stream, that way you can kind of see the time delay. So there's the jump. And then I'll see when it jumps. Alright, it just jumped on stream. So it's pretty solid delay. Which, I mean, I knew that. I don't know. It's just, I guess it's cool to me. There's just the small things in life. I've caught one I know was bigger, way bigger. Just didn't have a scale due to it not really being a place to have big fish. I just called it 9 and let it go. That's the best thing to do. Everything in my soul believes it was over 10, but for now my PB is 9 pounds. That's very respectable. That is a very respectable move to make. Very mature. What? Did I shoot the female? Okay, now I'm interested because I heard a bear. Okay, we're gonna go see what bear I killed because apparently I killed another one. But did you do like a replica mount of it, or did you just let it go and call it a day? I know of fishing people, like some people are replica, and then other people are just like I catch big fish all the time, and so they just let it go, no big deal. Me, since I don't have one, I would definitely be getting a replica. And also I mount a lot of things just because I like it. I enjoy it. I've got 19 birds in my room right now. A tarpon, a big Jack Crevalle I caught, which was cool. Yeah, so I mount a little bit of everything. So if it was me, I'd be getting a replica of it. But I know a lot of people aren't that way, and I respect that. But yeah. I'm very interested to go see what happened with this bear. I think it's the female, because I don't think I hit the level 4. I've got one of those fishing backpacks that like carries all my tackle and stuff in it. I just keep my scale in it for like that exact reason. No, I don't really mount anything. I'd much rather spend the money on more fishing gear. But to be fair, when I walk into somewhere that has nice mounts, it's cool to see, just not for me. Yeah, dude, I get that 100%. Like, absolutely 100%. The only reason I really do it is, like, my dream one day is to have, like, a barn man cave with, I guess you could say, with, like a pool table, ping pong table, all that kind of stuff. Like, just a hangout area. And I love the old trophy rooms and stuff like that you'll see people have. Yeah, it was the female. Spine shot her. Wow. Anyway, I just love that. So I love preserving the memories and showing off the beauty of the animals and stuff like that. But yeah, I completely understand why people don't do it. Like, absolutely. One might say a lodge. Yeah. Yeah, that would be the best thing if it was big enough to classify as a lodge for sure. But yeah, I would just like a little barn, I guess. Speaking of trophy lodge, we have a black bear to go put in there. You're about to get smoked, buddy. Where's that set? Oh gosh, that looked really big. I only saw the outline of it for a second. That looked really, really big. Maybe I'm just tripping. Just also a very good possibility. Could have just been one of these 3s. I just got my... It was that fur type, so maybe it's... Maybe it was just that one just caught my attention wrong. That's really cool. Something like Seek 1 has. Yeah. Yeah, definitely something like that. unfortunately don't have near the number or the size deer that he has. Oh gosh. Okay, I didn't expect to do that. But yeah, something like he has, I think is really cool. And my thing's waterfowl. Like I really like waterfowl and birds. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 ducks. 2 pheasants and a turkey, and I'm waiting. Or well, one's a goose, not a duck. And then I'm waiting on another goose and another duck. Oh, okay, get out my way. Neither do I. Nowhere close. We hunt the same county. It's it's quite amazing what he has show up. It's very interesting. It's cool to see though. I mean, just those backyard deer, man. I mean, they're fed by bird feeders and the old ladies. It's kind of like the really kind of like the mallards in the park that just get fed by the old ladies with bread. And you're like, man. But yeah, I mean, it's cool to see. I'm sure it's probably frustrating for you, like the old helicopter thing, where uh they said they were helicoptering the deer in, or flying the deer helicoptering, flying the deer in from up north. That was funny. It's a good point. Never thought about it like that. I'm assuming like the or the bird feeders and stuff like that. That's always like what I've thought about because every deer he chases, it's always on like some Facebook group or something like that. Like, oh, look at this deer in my backyard eating out of my 4 bird feeders. Like that deer's been going there every single day and night since it was a fawn, just racking up that protein feed. I mean, just racking it up. And that old lady or whoever it is out there putting the seed in there is just like, oh my goodness, the birds are eating so much. Let me just keep filling it up. And like, ma'am, all you're doing is just feeding the deer and growing absolute monsters. Anyway, that's just always tickled me. Because like he'll be searching a deer. And again, I love watching Sequoia. Like absolutely love watching it. I think it's so cool. I think it's awesome. And I wish I could do it. But I think I find it funny when he's chasing a deer and he's like showing pictures of it from people and it's like it's in somebody's front yard. Or like sitting there eating out of somebody's feeder or this and that. I just think it's cool. Like I'm no hate at all. Like, I just think it's cool. Then the neighbor gives him permission to hunt and kill the old lady's pet. Exactly. That's exactly how it goes. And again, still like absolutely no hate. Like I love watching it. I just like talking about it and I don't want it to seem the wrong way. But like when they'll say that the deer are like aren't keen or they are keen on human scent and will smell and bust you and this and that and I'm like I'm watching some of the videos and I'm like the movement and stuff y'all are doing and this and that, like there's no way I would get away with that in the stand. Again, not saying it's not real hunting, like it is absolutely real hunting, absolutely, but I do feel like the deer, at least the sense of smell, I feel like everything else is pretty dialed in, but I feel like the sense of smell is a little off since the deer live in the city. I'm not trying to take a picture of the bear prints. Get out of the camera. But again, that's everything in the city, though. I mean, every species, when it lives around humans, is not as weary of them. We've got a golf course near my house, and it's sickening seeing some of the deer that people post pictures of eating out of their like bird feeders and stuff like that. And I'm just like, man, like they're out there in broad daylight. I haven't had a shooter buck on camera in daylight for 10 months. I mean, the only time we get them on daylight's July. Exactly, they have a dance rehearsal in the stand, and if I blink then too close, I get blown out. That's so real, man. Or like some of these people up are like the big hunting shows. Like when they're on TV and stuff, they don't have face masks on. They don't have gloves on, and I'm like, what? Like, how do these deer not see you? They move. They're moving the cameras and all this and that. And I'm like, how are you just not getting seen immediately? The only thing you can see when I hunt is my eyes. And that's the only thing. And those deer will see me, any slight movement, they're on me. And I just don't understand it. I mean, I know it's not my scent because I'll hunt the wind, right? I'll leave my clothes hanging for 2 days in advance, spraying them with scent killer every day. I'll take scent-free showers with like scent-free deodorant, soap, everything you can imagine. No. And also, I mean, for majority of Alabama and Georgia, deer walk looking up in the trees. I mean, they just walk looking straight up because everybody and their mama and cousin Jimmy hunts out here. Anyway, it's great. Sorry. Texting. Holy cow, it's midnight. It's 1 o'clock for you. Holy cow. Buddy, I'll be going to sleep soon. My girlfriend just got off work. That's what I've honestly been waiting on. She's on the way to her place now. Once she gets there, probably call it a stream. Just waiting for her to get home. Let's see. Where are we going to go check? We'll check here again. Yeah, sure is, and yeah, sure am. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's getting late. It's getting real late. Sidebar, I have way too many hours on this game. So I used to play a lot. I've played way too much too. I used to play a lot, like 2021, 2022, and part of 2023. I played a ton. But I just picked up the controller again, I guess 2 days ago. And now I've been playing a little bit more. But yeah, I used to be like hardcore, play a lot. And we'll have to, I guess we can go ahead to the Trophy Lodge and go put this bear up somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to put it. We'll try and find somewhere for it. Anything of interest at this last lake? Oh, nope. 2 level 2s. We'll go do that. Sometimes when I go to the Trophy Lodge, it crashes the stream. So, if it does, have a great night. And I've enjoyed hanging out and talking. And hopefully you get some sleep, because I know it's late there. And hopefully I'll see you again sometime soon. I don't know when I'm going to stream again, but hopefully it doesn't crash. So we're going to find out. So far we're good. I think. This used to crash the streams way back when. But again, that's been years ago. It's almost been 2 years ago since I did my last stream. I think so far so good. Maybe. It seems to be going okay. Looks like we made it. It's still loading in. It's making like the weird noise. Let's see. That was the Rocky Mountain elk I killed today. So I might post a clip of that soon. I don't know of anywhere that I can put this bear. Could always make a multi-mount with it with these other 2 bears. Don't know. Oops. There's the other diamond bear. There's nothing in here. Really want to replace. Let's go check in here. If anything, this gold, is this a gold? Ooh, it is. And that's a pretty good kill too. A gold Melamoose is nice. I have no idea where I'm gonna put this thing. We have room in here. It's just okay. What? Just a bunch of random. What's this caribou? I have no idea. We'll go check in here. Maybe there'll be something in here worth changing. Maybe we'll just... I don't want to take my albino grizzly down, though. I'm proud of that. I'm to the point where, like, the trophies I love, I've just got to take down and just replace with stuff that's higher scoring. As much as I don't want to. Those are both diamonds. I think what I'm going to end up doing... I might have a place in here. Okay, yeah, we're just going to take this red deer down. I like that. No, I don't. We'll go with that. Yeah, man, it's cool talking to you. You take care too. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's been a lot of work. But yeah. So hopefully I'll see you sometime soon. And I think with that, I'm going to end the stream as well. We'll come over here and look at the two great ones as we call it a night. Hopefully that'll channel the spirits for a great one black bear one of these days. And so I appreciate you hanging out, and I'm going to look into those glide baits, and hopefully I'll see you sometime soon. So take it easy, man.